If you are someone who wants to personalize your own desktop, or you get tired of seeing the ones that are provided by Windows, I will here I'm going to show you how to create your own. I'm David Sandy. I am David Sandy, aka Simbuzz, and here's how to do that. First of all, one thing I got to tell you to do is know the resolution of your desktop, of your screen. Mine is 1920 by 1080. 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. The first number, that 1920, is 1920 horizontal by 1080 vertical. So know your desktop resolution. Then you go find the image you want. Some may ask you to do copyrights. Last week when I built this one, it did tell me that the site I was taking it from was copyrighted, but here's the relief on that. You're not really using it for anything else except your own desktop, so I wouldn't worry about that much. Just know that it will warn you about it, but it's not a big deal because unless you put it online, then there's nothing really to worry about. Pardon me. Now, here are the ones that I collected here. Now the one that I have was the one that I had before, but I collected these 12, and most of these are online on certain sites, and I put these in a folder that I named. I'll pull up my. I just zoomed in so I can show you. Custom background. Now you can name it whatever you want, but just know that that's what you got. Just know what you've named it after you do that, because they all have to be out of the same folder. Then, once you have once you have enough of these that you want, now keep in mind the one that you're seeing right now is part of an 11 spot. By 11 spot, I mean that it's part of an 11 image package that is available on. It came with Windows. It's called City Lights, in case you're wondering. And what you want to do is, once you have all that done, all your images packaged into one folder, you go into Settings. And then you go into Personalization. Then you go to Background. And you want slideshow. Now this right here, I'll zoom in again so I can show you that. So I can show you. Let me get this right up here. Desktop background. Now that's not the folder that I took mine from. As I just told you, mine came from a different folder, but once you have that folder, it will tell you if you want to find. In order to tell which folder you want to take those from, you click over here into Browse. And I'll zoom back out so I can show you the whole thing. Now we have custom backgrounds, and mine's on the desktop, so it's custom backgrounds. and it's really not showing this because these don't come from that, but I'll get out of this so I can show this to you. I think that might be because I haven't saved anything in that folder this session. But if you go there's the folder again. That's the folder I just showed you. That's where I have mine saved in there. You save those folders into that file. And let me get back in here. We gotta go personalization, background, and browse. And here and just below here you can tell how often you want to change the picture. For example, if you have let's say both the one I made and the one that I am using right now are 11. It have 11 pictures apiece. And so I wanted to change if I change it every hour, that means it would take a maximum of 11 hours to get through the whole thing. Now, part of that is also dependent on the time that you actually change the background. For example, if you select once every hour and you start it at like 3:23, it won't wait until 4:23 to change it. It'll change it at 4 o'clock. But the next one will then change at 5. At 5 o'clock, an hour later. It finishes out this. It finishes out the cycle on the. It finishes out the cycle on the second picture, then goes to the next picture on the hour when you set it to. Now, another way to change that background whenever you want is by doing this. Simply right click. Let me find my cursor. And you click on here, next desktop background. I'm going to click that. There, of these 11, that is personally my personal favorite one. I looked up the information on that. It's the Burrard Bridge in Vancouver, British Columbia. I mean, that is it is so pretty, and you can see, and that is the main. And this here, as you can see all those lights there, that's why this is called City Lights. You see the whole city of Vancouver is lit up, and it's just a thing of beauty. As far as I'm concerned. I mean, you could say what you want about it, but I just like that. I like that picture more than anything else there. Now, when I was doing NFL statistics back in the late 20s and 2010s, I was also using an NFL logo background, but I had them cropped. and it was horrible quality. And my computer tech person, who has since passed away, he actually was kind of laughing at me. He noticed that I was using one that was like, it was awful quality. But at that point, I didn't care because I just wanted to see at least part of the logo. I didn't have that much to go on. But anyway, that's how you do that. And so you could set any background you want. You can set any of these backgrounds you want. You can do it as many as you need. You can go over 11. 11 is not your limit. You're not limited to 11. You can go 12, 13, 14, however many you need. But the thing is, they have to go into the same folder, and they have to be excuse me again. They have to be in the well, they should. Well, they don't have to be. If you want them to look good, they have to be as close to the resolution of your screen as possible. They can be a little bit higher resolution, but I just thought, I'm gonna match my own resolution and make it like that. That way, it's a big flat image. That way, I have nothing to worry about. Because if it's too big, the whole picture won't even show up. That's the other drawback, is that if the image is too high, then it won't show up. But if the image is too low quality, then it'll be pixelated, and you get a bunch of pixels, like my computer tech guy from the past noticed, and it wasn't that good. Anyway, I disposed of that one. That one had 32 images, FYI. So if you want to make your own images, the best thing to do is know your computer resolution. Also, find images that match or are close to that, and be careful of any copyrights, if anything. Well, you can take as many as you want, because unless you're putting these online, you don't need to really worry about copyrights. But if you're doing this, but if you're using them online, be careful about copyright. But in terms of this, all you're doing is just slapping on your computer, and no one else but the only people noticing these are anyone who sees your computer screen. So that's what I have to say about that. Anyway, but that's how you do that. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time. Recently, actually, it wasn't really that recently, but about earlier on this channel, I told you about about two different sites on two different things, on two different shoots that I did. I told you about two different sites that I thought were really neat, that are sports related. One of those was 506sports.com. The other was awfulannouncing.com. And I think I found a third one. livesportsontv.com. Now, this is also available in an app. It's a green app that looks like a little television set. And it is really neat. I'm on that site right now. It shows you all the things that are every sport that's on within the next week. That that and you can even customize this too. You don't have to show everything if you don't want to. Like let's say you want to hide some of these sports. I'm on my way up to the top. That's why you're seeing this roll around my hair, because I'm way near the bottom. Anyway, here we go. Up here at the top, here's all the sports you can choose from. And if you only want to see your favorites, like you can favorite these, like football, baseball, basketball, hockey, golf, tennis, and whatever you just know what is actually in season too, because if you choose something that's out of season, needless to say, you're not going to get much. You won't get that much. Maybe you'll get a little bit, because sometimes you'll get maybe a junior league or something, but like even though the NBA, for example, even though the NBA is out of season right now, there is a summer league that's going on now, and that's what is on there right now. Like this Suns Heat game right here, over here, that's a summer league game, as are the rest of these. The schedule won't come out until August. In fact, it won't come out until August. But anyway, but know what's in season. Then, if you find something that's in season, that if something's in season and you want to see what's on in that sport, in those sports, or if you just want to see everything, like I have up right now, you can just click all sports. That's the easiest thing to do, is just start with all sports. That's the way it defaults you to all sports. But if you don't want to see something, like there's some things like fighting, if you don't want to see that, you can just disable that's fine. And it's easier to do, by the way, on the mobile app. Or if you want to do it on here, like you can do this. Like let's say you want to do just NBA games. See how limited it is? That's because it's not in session right there. It's just summer league. So let's go back to the normal there. Let's do basketball. I think that's what we wanted. See, now we're showing basketball only. That was my fault. I should have done that earlier. Anyway, these are all the basketball games, and you see these little tags on the right. That's the channel that they're on, and some of these, the channel or app that they're on, and those are indeed clickable. So you can click on this ESPN app. Once the game starts, you can click on here, and it'll take you right to the ESPN app, and there you have it. It's that simple. Now you are going to have to sign in to your ESPN account in order to get that. But that's easy as 1, 2, 3. That shouldn't be that big of a problem. And also, some of these channels, may be channels that you don't get, like the ones I think I disabled the ones that I don't pick up, because if you don't pick it up, why even show it? That's the main that's the main thing. It's that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Now there are some that I don't have because they're for another part of the country, but I left them up because they're regionalized. They're regional sports networks like Valley Sports North, Valley Sports Wisconsin. I don't live in Wisconsin and I don't live in Minnesota, but I left them up just to show those. There's another one, NBC Sports Washington. I don't live in Washington D.C., but I just thought I'd leave it up just to show that it's available there. Obviously, because the only thing I looked up for is just to see where it is. I'm not that much of a clickaholic when it comes to that. But the ones that are like, there are some channels that are offered like local in a different area, like they're out west, like local out west, and they have those call letters. I disabled those because again, I don't live there. I don't live out west, so why even do it? And you do that by clicking over here, choose channels, and see all these are the ones that I clicked on that I thought I had some of the. Actually, I told you I had disabled them. I didn't actually. I thought I had, but I didn't. So everything you're seeing is everything that is there to offer. I think I did on my tablet. But here's an example of what I was talking about earlier. Let me go. I think it's way up top. Yeah, there it is. 23 ABC. That I don't know where the heck that is. That's I mean, so there's no sense in even having that. 6 ABC. I don't know where that is. So I would disable that. Now I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm busy shooting right now. But once the time comes, I'll do the. Here's another one. AT&T Sportsnet Pittsburgh. I don't live in Pittsburgh. Apple TV Plus. I don't have that. I don't have an Apple, so that's of no interest to me. Valley Sports Arizona. Again, I would leave that up because I just want to see that's available there, it's but again that it otherwise makes no reasonable sense. Altitude 2. Now, based on what I know from when I would be watching the Nuggets on League Pass, I do know that's Denver because Denver, that's in the Rocky Mountains. That's who serves that. That's what area that channel serves. Valley Sports Ohio. That's needless to say. That's the state of Ohio. Valley Sports SoCal. That's like L.A. North, New Orleans, Midwest. That's like Missouri, Indiana, Florida, Detroit. I mean, but you can see all these that are available there. Here's another one. DirecTV 9534 95-21. I have no interest in these, so I would probably get rid of these. CW6, CW Rochester. I don't need those. Now, CNBC doesn't carry a whole lot of sports, but what they do carry is sometimes when the Olympics are on, like there's so many Olympics out there, they'll shift some of the things to some of the events to CNBC. And that's so I would do that. And here's another one that I would disable over time, like DirecTV 920, 9522, 9525. I don't need any of those. CW26, I don't need that one. And some of these are even websites. I would be it would be great to see those, but I think that's more of a website than that. Kiku Honolulu. I don't know if they actually spell out Kiku, or if they do Kiku. Some do one, some do the other. MSG Plus. That's Nick's. That's the Knicks channel. Masson, that's the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. They carry stuff like Wizards, Nats, that's Nationals or Orioles. MSG Network 2, that's again more Knicks. Mediacom, I got no clue what that is. Mavs.com, that's all Mavericks. Cube 57, I have no clue what that is. KTLA Los Angeles. Kings.com, that's all. I'm not sure if that's Sacramento or Los Angeles Kings. It's probably Los Angeles Kings, or it's probably Sacramento Kings. I'm not sure. NBC Sports California. Nesson. Pac-12 LA. These are the Pac-12 networks. Pac-12 Washington. Peachtree TV. Pennsylvania Cable Network. 213 Fox. I have no clue what that is. SEC Network. And the list just goes on. So my advice to you, disable the ones you don't have or don't want, and it'll tell you and it'll leave the ones that you have on this screen. Let me go back a screen. But for right now, actually, let me go back another one. But right now, I have everything enabled just so I can show audience members what's available out there. That's sort of what I like to do. Anyway, but if you think about it, what's great about this is the other two websites that I did. Like if you started on this site here, you can see what's on. Then you go from here to that's Live Sports on TV. Then you go from that. Then if you're interested in, like, let's say an NFL game that's on, go from there to, now this obviously would be during football season, there to awfulannouncing.com. There you'll see who's calling the game. Then you go from there to 506sports.com. That'll tell you which regional game you'll be receiving. That's a really good path to follow. The only difference is this is actually available in an app. The other two are not. So download that app. It is absolutely zero cost, no cost at all. It's a free app, and you'll be able to see what is on. If you follow that path, you'll be able to see what is on this site. Then on 506, you'll see, or actually on Awful Announcing, you'll see who's calling the game. Then on 506, is it shown in my area? Is it shown in your area? Because that has coverage maps from all over, like some parts of the country would be getting one game. Other parts of the country, like the West Coast, will be getting another game at the same time, because the NFL shows only in, well, they do show in a 9:30 window, but that's national. But they also show their main windows are 1 and 405/415, or 405/425. It either you'll see what's available in the 1 o'clock hour, what's available at the 4 o'clock hour. Then you'll see who's getting what, and then the next one is you'll see, and that's actually it. There you'll see you'll see what who's on or what's on, who's calling it, and the third one is 506 Sports. Is it blacked out in my area? Is it being shown in my area? That's it. That's what that is. But anyway, those three sites, those three sites, livesportsontv.com, awfulannouncing.com, 506sports.com. Those are the three main sites to go to for sports coverage. Now, thanks for being with me. I am out. Log on to my channel for more on sports and more on simulation at Simbuzz. By the way, I won't be streaming too much, especially tomorrow, because tomorrow is 7-Eleven and there's a whole slew of 7-Eleven stuff start. There's 16 hours. I'll miss the first 8 hours, but I can see that tomorrow. I can see that day after tomorrow. All that's on GSC's channel, and I'll be covering. I'll be participating in that. In fact, I'll be going there right after this, because today's stream starts at 7 o'clock, and that's just about 10 minutes away. Anyway, see you next time.